I am in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and this here is Ethyl the Whale. Ethyl the Whale looks magnificent in this open setting, with the Sangre de Cristos mountains in the background. This is currently the world's largest recycled plastic sculpture, and I believe it. This is an incredibly large whale. Ethyl is 82 feet long, entirely composed of hand-recycled plastic trash. All that recycled trash is a reminder of the impact plastic has in the environment, especially in the oceans. Plastic waste pollution in the oceans, particularly in the Pacific, is causing immeasurable damage to those environments and kills lots of marine wildlife. It could even kill a mighty whale. Ethyl here brings awareness to that issue in a big way, and challenges humans to be better about their waste disposal, namely by recycling their plastic. The name ethyl derives from polyethylene, the most common type of plastic, which composes this giant blue whale. All the plastic used in this sculpture represents one person's plastic waste by the age of 20. So apparently I've thrown away so much plastic that a giant whale sculpture could be built out of it. All the blue skin paneling on the whale amounts to about 20 people's plastic waste in 1 year. Just look at her eye, that's really well done. This sculpture was done by 2 San Francisco artists and was intended for display at the Monterey Bay Aquarium in Monterey, California, which I do believe is one of the best aquariums in the world. However, it was purchased by Meow Wolf a couple years ago. Meow Wolf has an unbelievably epic attraction called the House of Eternal Return a few miles away from here, and this whale would definitely fit in with the strange artistry of the place. However, it is way too big for display at the Meow Wolf Santa Fe location. It would take up a lot of the parking space, and there already isn't enough parking there. So instead, Meow Wolf helped to move it to this location on the Santa Fe Community College campus. It looks like she is lit up at night. I won't be able to see that this time, but I bet that's cool. This is a very intriguing and impressive new sculpture here in Santa Fe. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Though it's kind of out of the way, it's not near downtown, it is worth seeing, not only to gaze at the enormity of the sculpture, but to revel in the enormity of its message. Nearby there is a large Native American head sculpture in this roundabout. Now I am going to drive into Santa Fe, the oldest capital city in the nation, and then head north from there. I have filmed many videos on the history and attractions of Santa Fe if you're interested. That is the Santa Fe National Cemetery, which features a sea of the classic US military headstones. I'm now stopping off at a roadside attraction north of Santa Fe, known as the Camel Rock. This unique sandstone formation has been long viewed as resembling a camel, with a big neck and head connected to a body. Camel Rock reaches 40 feet high and is about 100 feet long. The rock did apparently have a snout on its head, but sadly it fell off a couple years ago. The name Camel Rock probably comes from the 19th century, since camels are not native to the Southwest, but there were camels imported by the US Army into the American Southwest from Syria in the 1850s. They weren't found to be very effective here and were discontinued. Apparently the camels didn't get along with the American soldiers or their horses. That's some interesting graffiti. The Rock is a local landmark, and the first ever Native American owned film company, Camel Rock Studios, was named after it. I noticed there are tributes to a woman here at Camel Rock, perhaps someone who has gone missing or was killed nearby. That's sad. Camel Rock is located outside the Pueblo of Tesuque. It was established sometime before 1200, the Spanish first visited it in 1591, and the Pueblo played an important role during the Pueblo Revolt. This site tells about the Tesuque rain gods. Tesuque women here made and sold figurines of rain gods or rain catchers to tourists and curio dealers. Passing by the Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino. That name is hysterical. I am driving towards Los Alamos, New Mexico, a home to the Manhattan Project. While there is stuff related to the Manhattan Project I would like to see in town, I don't have time to go there this visit. However, I am going to stop at nearby Bandelier National Monument, one of the most classic and important national monuments in the country. That will be featured in a separate video. The scenery on the drive there is awesome. I have stopped off at the Abiquiu Inn in Abiquiu, New Mexico. I have stopped here before, last time during a winter storm, but it's a good place to get something to eat, and frankly one of the only places around. There's a little statue of a mountain lion. The inn was built in 1986, so it isn't too old, but it still has plenty of artwork and decorations you would expect from a New Mexico adobe inn. I love this painting of two cats day tripping in a classic car. The food is pretty good, probably the best option for many miles around. Here is a horned toad sculpture. Upstairs, they have an art gallery, currently displaying the works of a local artist named Michel. On the patio of the inn is a Georgia O'Keeffe horse. That's very interesting. There's the artist's face. That's an iconic cow skull. And this side features a classic O'Keeffe landscape and flowers. Lots of her most famous paintings were based on the scenery around Abiquiu. Next to the inn is the Georgia O'Keeffe Welcome Center. Georgia O'Keeffe lived here in Abiquiu. Her home and world-famous ghost ranch is nearby. They do tours of them based out of this welcome center, but I do not have the time to do that now. But one day I will do that. I am now driving around the massive and scenic Abiquiu Lake. I'm going to drive over the Abiquiu Dam, which is 354 feet tall. So that was a scenic drive and a few interesting roadside stops here in the Land of Enchantment. If you enjoyed this video, then please like it, share it, and subscribe. Also check out my other videos filmed in New Mexico and Santa Fe. There are plenty. I also have filmed videos on all sorts of interesting roadside attractions, museums, historic sites, national parks, and more across the country. I also have videos on all sorts of interesting roadside attractions, museums, historic sites, national parks, and more across America. Thanks for watching.